All right, Alec, how are you doing on this fine Star Wars evening?
I'm doing well. We've been talking about Star Wars here on the channel. We do have
A
an unfortunate
tragedy
business, a tragedy, really,
has
a
befallen
tragedy as
us.
occurred with the taxation of trade routes.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of an unfortunate reason why we're here having to record this. You have more knowledge of this than I do. Technical issues have plagued our Survivor watching, however.
Yeah. So I
Um,
put a tweet out about it, but if you're not following us on Twitter, you should do that. Otherwise, you don't get to know what's going on behind the scenes.
you don't, yeah, you get a backstage pass
You
on
get
Twitter.
shafted and surprised when this discussion video comes up with no reaction, with 2 episodes put together.
Yeah.
So for some reason, the audio for both Alec and the episode, since it's all in one track, the desktop audio for me, how I record it, for some reason you can barely hear it. It's like I could try to edit something out of it, but it's so hard to watch because, especially if I'm responding to anything you're saying, it's like, hello, oh yeah, I agree,
Yeah, it's like you'd have to go in and like individually do all the audio levels and like
and
fix all of it.
I can
Yeah.
if there's any sort of overlapping whatsoever. Also, I don't have like perfect soundproofing, so I have feedback. So if I raise all the audio at once, then you hear this feedback.
Yeah. In addition, yeah.
You can't do it, so that's why it has to
Man.
all be done while we're
Yeah.
doing it the way we do it through OBS.
Yeah.
Our only solution we could think of is to talk about the 2 episodes that have been tragically lost in this brutal accident. Uh, but we only have our notes to go off of, so we are the
In our memories, it's actually been a little while since we watched Survivor because we've been
yeah.
spending we backlogged a lot of episodes earlier on just because we had time to, and we realized that it was a good thing we did because of all the other videos we had ideas and scheduled to do that we were gonna review all of the Star Wars films
Mm-hmm.
in the lead up to Rise of Skywalker, which is fun. I've been having a great time with that, but unfortunately, uh, we've been kind of putting Survivor off to the side a little bit just to focus on that, to give
And,
us time to talk about that stuff.
and
So
we've done ourselves in that we were backed up, so we haven't watched Survivor in like 3 weeks.
yeah,
So these aren't fresh in our memories, and also we don't like I don't know I don't know what the other point was, but
and that other third thing.
as well that is not good.
Yeah,
So here we are. Oh, and we've also done ourselves in that our notes will be the only thing we can rely on, so we have no one to blame but
yeah,
ourselves.
yeah,
It's supposed to just be a rough guide for our discussion. Usually it's fresh, but the combination of minimal notes and not fresh episodes is going to be rough, but we'll do our best here. Talking about episodes 4 and 5, and also it's also rough for me because the freshest in my mind is episode 3, since that's the last one I edited. So that's the
oh
one
yeah,
that's
oh
coming to
no,
mind. That was the one there where the cameraman was spying on them
the bathing.
bathing. Yeah,
Oh
so
yeah.
that's all I can think about is that scene. Do you blame me?
uh,
You're right.
okay, so in episode 4, we did have the alliance where Dina was trying to ally herself with the younger girls
Yeah.
the of the tribe. No, well, yeah, that was kind of like the
Uh,
big thing. She was sort of trying to position herself in a place where she would stay safe. Younger girls were talking about like how their lazing around was some sort of strategy, a grand strategy of sorts. Um,
yeah, it's not their fault that they're
to,
beautiful. All these older women have this
yeah,
weird jealousy towards these
that was,
cute. It's not our fault that we're cute and have nice bodies
yeah,
and are slamming hot bodies.
yeah.
Um,
So we also had on the guy's side on Tambaki, we had Matthew being on the outs because he allied himself with Ryan and Dan, who were both out, and
he had
was kind of
he
putting
had
him.
no one to speak Mandarin with anymore,
Yeah,
so he's
yeah.
lost.
So he was lost and confused. That was kind of a tough situation for him, but overall, I think he started to kind of get in better graces with other members of the tribe again, because he had skill at cooking and just doing things around camp.
Hmm.
Uh,
And
our
then
reward our reward challenge this time
yeah, of
was
course.
the fire burn rope, the fire burn rope challenge.
I'm glad you wrote it down. I just wrote the men win fridge. Didn't.
Yeah. So it was it's kind of the classic Survivor. You build a big fire out of materials on the beach. You try to burn a rope to do
Oh yeah,
something.
it was like a
and-
series of ropes, right?
Yeah, they had to burn a bunch of them. Yeah, this time around. So they won. They won probably the first appliance I think we've seen in Survivor history.
Yeah.
And it was filled with Coca-Cola.
Great reward.
So yeah, it was pretty sweet reward.
But men also
Jabiru-
won fishing immunity as well that episode.
They did that episode. They were bolstered by their win, I think. It wasn't really the most exciting thing to watch, that fishing one. It was just kind of horrible.
Horrible.
So I put also Joanna is out. Shauna. Oh, Shauna. Shauna was not feeling good this time. She was like feeling horrible or whatever. She was like, I'm falling apart. I have that at the top of the next episode.
Oh, is that what the episode?
Because that was when she said that. Yeah. So basically, like Shauna was just like had super low energy, low morale or whatever, and she's just like was feeling horrible. Yeah. She felt like she was dying or whatever, and the rest of her, Dina and the other younger girls were like, but we can't. You have to have you.
You haven't resolved your end of the deal yet.
Yeah, it's basically
we're not done with you.
This. And they basically like more or less kept her
against her will,
trapped against her will, ish.
Even she acts like I need to be voted out to ever escape this island. The producers are keeping me until I get voted out, and then Joanna is the one who gets voted out because idol fearing.
It's
God loving.
The idol. I was gonna say the God fearing, but also idol fearing.
God and
in a different way. Yeah. She's a God fearing woman who was very afraid of idols.
It's gotta sting. It's gotta sting when the tribe keeps the woman who wants to leave and who's dying over you.
Yeah. Well, she was she was a very strong competitor. So it's understandable why they were sort of targeting her.
And
but
not a fun time to be around for some people.
No. Well, she was also like singing at the top of her lungs.
Hallelujah!
Yeah, with people really close by.
Oh glory!
I hope she was at sings in a choir in her church.
She probably does.
Probably does. Okay, so the next episode
5.
Shauna is falling apart, and also apparently Alex whacked himself with a machete.
Of course,
I wrote that down.
My favorite moment. Yeah.
classic Survivor moment.
When Dina was feeling especially powerful in the beginning of that episode. She felt like she was on top of the world.
Yeah, and she even said, like, Jean is sweating in her panties. And I was like, that's gross. I wrote that down. Okay, so this is the classic. This is, it's so sad we don't have this. This really is tragic. This was one of my favorite episodes that we watched, period. It's Dave and Jenna, two very incredibly beautiful, attractive people.
No, you hated this episode. It was an awful reaction.
They
don't need to see it.
They're paired together because they're young and very attractive to go and spend a night together. Basically,
they did not earn this reward at all.
No,
they just happened to be the youngest.
Yeah, they happen to be the youngest.
Coincidentally, the most attractive.
Yeah. So Jenna made the horrible mistake of blabbing like everything about her tribe to Dave, who's just kind of like, cool.
It's not rocket science, Jenna.
Yeah, it's not rocket. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out why that's not a good idea. And
then I have the whole tribes listed for what they drafted too.
You do. That's great. So yeah, there's a tribal draft. So okay, cool. What were we switched over to?
So we got Dave picked Heidi first because Jenna was talking about how much she loves Heidi, and then we had Butch, Christy, Roger, and Jean were all in Dave's tribe. And then Jenna had Alex, Dina, Rob, Shauna, and Matthew. And then
at least Jenna doesn't have to talk. Jenna doesn't have to talk to
Christy.
Christy anymore.
She'll never have to talk to her even once. Yeah. Butch and Roger were you saw immediately they were very considerate of Christy and everything.
And it was honestly it was sweet. It was like it was a beautiful moment of the episode where like she's like, I feel like I'm valued by them. They're like, oh no, we want to make sure that you're on board with everything. Like we'll do whatever we can to. And they even went through a process of lighting up stuff when they're talking at night and things like that. And it was just like, this is really nice. This is like how nice real human beings would interact with somebody and not like whatever's been going on It just seemed like I can't believe those women were just so inconsiderate. It was horrible.
And it's
Um,
like Heidi and Jean were both there too, when she was just like, "Man, they treated me so horribly over at the women's strap," and they're just sitting there like, yeah,
yeah. Shauna found newfound energy when Alex came.
very
She
true.
all of a sudden, she all of a sudden was like a completely different person.
It's a miracle.
Uh, Dina felt like she was now on the bottom of the rung of the ladder because the young guys were being very persuasive to Shauna.
Yeah, yeah, she got switched over in a rough position, where it was
Yeah,
you have Alex, Rob, Matt, and Shauna are with Dina, so it's like, dang, it's felt on top
yeah,
of the world in the beginning of the episode. Now
yeah. So
all the young, horny people.
that's right. So I said the challenge was a word puzzle and also paddling for flags.
Oh yeah,
And I'm trying to read what I
they had to
even.
do a word scramble, and then like they had to
Oh,
row
oh, I
out and
wrote.
gather it.
Oh, I was trying to figure like what did I write here? I went in all caps. I wrote epic with a K, and then a bunch of exclamation points, including the number one in there too,
Ooh,
because I was like, this is. I didn't like it. I thought it was
yeah, yeah,
boring. That was very
yeah, big
boring.
challenge.
Guys want to ally with Heidi. Girls pick straws for Butch.
Oh, true. Yeah.
That happened. They were all doing that.
Heidi went over with the guys, and that caused Jean to be voted out. Yeah, to Christy and
Be Jenna.
and Jean. So yeah, it was just Christy
Yeah,
was left after
Chrissy and
that.
Jean. Yes, Chrissy
So
and Jean. Yeah.
Christy had no idea. So
So
it'll be interesting to see how that shapes out.
right, that was kind of where we ended on, where it was like, ooh, this is going to be interesting to see what happens next. So
Yeah,
that's caught us up to speed.
the tragedy, but I mean, we had to experience the low. We had too many highs in this
Yeah, I
season
guess we had too many highs this season. We were
to check ourselves.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, what's amazing to me is I thought we did like a few double checks, like
What
the
do you
checks that we
mean?
normally do.
Oh
I don't know.
no,
I felt
no,
like
I
with the
meant
audio.
check yourself like metaphorically.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
check
check yourself
ourselves before we
before.
wreck ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah,
that's right.
also check things
Also,
before recording.
but we did. But we did. That's the problem. That's
We
the weird.
did. I didn't
Or,
do a test record. I don't do test recordings usually. I just look at the audio levels and it seemed fine.
yeah. Uh,
But it's because I had to. It's because for some reason MetaStream, which we used to record these, watch these episodes, for some reason has been acting up to where the episode volume is way too low on its own. So I had to go in and
yeah.
tweak the Skype audio and turn that down. So that seemed to mess it up, I guess.
Yeah.
But for some reason after that, the audio was fine in future recordings. You know, it wasn't like, oh wow, the audio's way off.
Yeah. For ERBs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, but we'll be back again, and we will be doing Survivor. We'll be continuing doing these reactions. We're gonna test. Because we really like these and we really like doing these, and it was
Mm-hmm.
sad when it was just kind of unsalvageable. So
Yeah. So next week, come back, episode 6. It'll be great.
yeah,
Looking forward
I
to
mean,
it.
I'm looking forward to it. So.
All right. Thank you for watching. That's it.